Yo, what's up? It's your girl, Pretty Riot, and I'm sitting pretty starting riots right here on iLLANOiZE Radio. And every single week, you come and you watch these great interviews, and you still ain't subscribed. What are you doing? Hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bell on too.
It's iLLANOiZE Radio, Chicago's most valuable radio show. I'm your host, Biko, alongside my brother, Illinois Jones. And as always, man, we bring you all the illest guests from around the city and globe. And today, we got Rayvón Carter, founder of the Raydiant Awards, in the building.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Definitely glad to be here. I appreciate y'all for having me on.
And appreciate you, brother. I mean, it takes a lot to put together what you doing, man. Yeah. It shows in your face.
Yeah, man, it is. I didn't anticipate this as the best way to say that. Like, I did not anticipate it growing to what it's become. Okay. Man, I was just trying to like show love to my friends, to be honest. That's how this whole thing started. I was looking for a job after doing an internship, and I just felt like people didn't see my value and the things that I could bring to like the job force. It was really hard to just find a job. You know, it was that quintessential argument of like, I don't have enough experience to get a job, but you need a job to get experience.
Or you overqualified.
Exactly. You get what I'm saying? So I was just in a really tough time, to be honest. And I feel like I chose to, speak about that in a positive way. And one of the ways in which I wanted to do that was to celebrate the people that I knew. So it's all of this that we're getting ready to talk about, man, started as a blog.
Wow.
Like, it straight up just started as a blog entry on my website. Every month, I just picked a new friend of mine, whether that was somebody I went to college with, somebody that I used to work with. And I would just say, yo, they're doing amazing things. Thank you for shining your light. This is their contact information. And it was just my way of letting people know, like, we're out here doing our thing, and you don't have to have like thousands of followers to have impact. And these are everyday people who are doing amazing things, and y'all should know who they are.
Yes.
So what was your intern? What would you intern it for?
So I interned. It was called the Marcus Graham Project. Okay. So it was a marketing and advertising internship. That was my first real opportunity that I had, like working in advertising as a copywriter. It afforded me the opportunity to write like scripts, to do things for like radio spots and things like that. And I just remember thinking like, man, I really can do this for a living. I could really make some money off this.
Right.
I finished the internship, came back to the crib feeling really good. I'm like, oh, I'm about to get a job. Did not get a job. It was just like, did not get a job. You know, you got the degree, you do all the stuff that they tell you to do. Go to school,
end up in debt,
get good grades, end up in debt. You feel me? I just could not find a job. So it was just like, what am I going to do? So
wasn't going to go truck driving. Wasn't going to go get some CDLs.
You get what I'm saying? And I feel like that, I don't knock that type of work, right? Like, I feel like that just wasn't what I was called to do.
You spent all that money.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like I done went and majored in this particular field, and I'm trying to get a job in that field, and now I'm being met with all this resistance. And it was just kind of like, this don't feel good. I didn't think that this would happen to me. You know, I didn't think that I would be the person who can't find a job because I did everything right, quote unquote, in college. So.
What about now though? You know, like, because we still gonna jump into that, but going through all these challenges and obstacles, do you still find yourself having to like kick the door down, you know, or is a little more opportunity coming your way?
You would think that it gets easier. I don't think that it ever gets easier. I think that we just get better at handling it. So it hasn't gotten easier for me. Like, the higher that I've gone in my field, it's gotten harder because like with each new level comes new areas of resistance. And you just got to figure out how you're going to apply what you learned in the past to where you're at right now and how that can take you into your future. So it definitely hasn't gotten easier. But I think that I've gotten better. Like, oh, I've been through this before. I've met with this type of resistance before. And now I know like the cheat code to like get through that.
What was something that kept you going through those moments of facing those challenges? Because sometimes you'll face a challenge and be like, man, fuck this.
Hey, that's real. That's real. And to be honest with you, brother, I feel like my brain is always like in the future. Like, I feel like I have two brains almost. It's kind of like the brain that exists in the present day where I am, the things that are happening to me right now. And then there's the world in which I see for myself. the work that I'm doing for myself, the future versions of me that I aspire to be right now. And it's that version of me that keeps me inspired to keep working, because I'm like, I could either sit here, talk about how rough things are and continue to complain about it, and that's not going to change anything.
Right.
Or I can say, okay, give myself space to like exist in this like woe is me world, and it's like I can acknowledge my emotions. You know, it's 2024, we acknowledging emotions and things like that. I can acknowledge how I feel about a situation, but I got to move past it. It's like, how long you gonna sit there? How long you gonna stay in that? How long you gonna wallow? And I don't give myself a long time to wallow. It's like I, face the realities of how I feel about something, and I exist in that emotion, and then I move past it. And I have to move past it, because it's like, if you stand still, nothing is gonna change. At least if I move forward, the probability that it's gonna work out in my favor increases exponentially. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what keeps me going, to be honest.
When did the blog, when did you create the blog? We missed that.
Man, I did this blog. It's crazy talking about this now. I did this blog in like 2015.
Okay.
So I came back from my internship, and I was just like, yo, I'm gonna do this blog. And I'm like, it's gonna be cool, because I'm like, that's gonna be the reason that people come to my website, and then they'll see that I'm an amazing creative, and then they'll offer me a job. That's how I first started thinking about it, right? It was very self-serving with like a dash of like, oh, I can do this for the people. The more that I started to do it, I started to become more excited about the blog part, the part that's less about me. It was just kind of like, oh, I really enjoy creating a platform for people who look like me, who come from similar walks of life as I do. And I love like telling their stories. And I became more into like doing that. And it was just kind of like, it was less about the work that I was doing and more about the stories that I was telling. So I did that for about 6 years. And one day I was like, this is becoming mad difficult. Like, it's grown from like, I used to have to like seek people out to write about them, and then it
ran out of friends to write about.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like, at some point I'm like, I'm gonna run out of people to like talk about. But then it grew into this thing where people started hitting me up.
That's when they
asking me to write about them, and I'm like, oh, that's not how this really works, because now that's taking away like the little vibe. Like, if you could just request to do it, I'm like, I don't know. So at that point I was like, what's another way that I could go about this, right? Like, what's another way that I could continue to tell these stories, but take it to like a new level? So after 6 years of like making these blog entries every month, I was just kind of like, what if I did an actual award show? And the thought in itself scared me. As soon as I thought it, I immediately canceled it. I was just kind of like, oh, I can't.
What was the fear? What was the fear?
Man, we're talking about how am I supposed to do an award show? Like, I'm just like, I can't do that. Like, the moment that I thought it, like I should do this, doubt came in and was like, you can't do that. That's going to take way more money than what you have. That's going to take way more people than who you have access to. And it's like, you don't know anything about having an award show. And I shelved the idea. I'm going to keep it the hundo, which I was like, okay, I'm not going to move forward with this. It's not like the thought came to me and I was just like, oh, I'm going to do this immediately. Like, there was like a month or two where I just sat on the idea like, I don't know.
What year is this?
Man, this is around 2020.
Okay.
So we got like the pandemic going on.
A lot happening.
This is all this stuff that is just like, it's too much stuff happening. And I'm just like, this is just one more thing that would be like coming up during a time in which we don't know. There was so much uncertainty in the world at that time. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm not going to do it. But the thing about ideas that I believe is that like good ideas, they don't wait for you. Right. And I'm just very grateful that my idea stayed with me, because I believe that like if you stagnate too long, your idea will leave you and go to somebody else. So it's like the person didn't steal your idea. It's just like good ideas are often impatient. So it's just like you think you're the only person who coming up with great ideas. And it's just like if you choose to be inactive, like that idea is going to eventually make its way to somebody else who is active. And they're going to do it with less than what you had. So it's just kind of like that's what keeps me inspired. And I was just like, yo, I need to do this. Like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it not knowing. And yeah, this is where we at.
Man. Look, Raydiant Awards goes down November 9th. Rayvon is in the building. We actually finna jump into a quick music break.
I'm just saying, oh man, we got the Carters in the building.
Yeah, yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? We got the guy right here, the man of the hour right now. And this, I'm shocked because this. You said you've been doing this for 3 years.
3 years, man.
And this is my first time even knowing it. And I know this guy right here for a long time, and he never even said, "Hey, yo," he pull up.
Hey, my brother is a man of few words. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. My brother is a man of few words, but he be in tune.
And matter of fact, I'm just shocked because now I know y'all real family in here. That's crazy. That's crazy. When I first met
Talented family.
When I first met you, he had me telling y'all that it was edibles in the chicken. At the party, he was like, "Yo, let them know it's edibles in the chicken."
I remember that. Yeah.
On the real.
I appreciate that.
But
Yeah,
I wanted to know because you was during the break, you was giving us details about the structure of the award show.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to know, like, being that shit, like you ain't got no background in putting together an award show, like where did like you get the planning for it from?
Yeah. Man, to be honest with you, I'm just a creative person. Okay. So it's just like, I feel like when I look back over my life at this point in time, I feel like there were various moments in which I saw like, I'm a creative person. I'm a creative thinker. Like I like to make things happen. I like to tell stories. I didn't necessarily know that was a job that you could do and that people get paid to do that. But naturally, I'm just a person who, when I put my mind to something, I'm gonna make it happen. I don't know how I'm gonna make it happen or who are the people that are gonna help me bring it to pass. But I think it's honestly just like my optimism that kind of carries me through. That's like the foundational part that like carries me through because I believe that it can happen. So even though I have no experience well, I mean, I can't even say that anymore. I have experience.
I'm 3 years in now.
Don't take nothing off your resume.
I got experience. Yeah, I got experience doing shows. But when I
3
first
shows
started,
ago.
3 shows ago, I had no experience doing a show. But I had the will to like learn how to do it. And I think that one of the traits about me that has taken me as far as I've gotten in my life is that people have told me, like mentors, that I'm like very coachable. Like I always say like, I don't know a lot, but I know a little. That's my thing. It's just like, and I focus on like exploiting the things that I do know to get me to the places, in the areas to come over or overcome the things that I don't know. So it's just kind of like, as long as you are very coachable, you can pretty much do anything it is in life. I think most things that like stop people from like achieving their greatest potential is pride. Like they're just kind of like, I appear to be this way and I've made people think that I know these things, so I got to do it. I got to figure it out on my own. That doesn't really apply to me. I know that I don't mind being the smartest person in the room, but I'm also humble enough to know that like sometimes I'm not the smartest person in the room. And that's okay. Like you want to be in rooms in which you can learn from other people. You can glean from other people. You get what I'm saying? So honestly, I'm just a very coachable person. If you have more experience in an area than I do, I'm going to learn from you. It's not about like, oh, this my show. This the Raydiant Awards. I'm Ray. It's about, this is the vision that I have. I need you to align with this vision, but I need you to do so in a way that allows you to shine as well and show your expertise and gives you the opportunity to shine too. Because like, what's the point of like bringing a show to life that amplifies the success and the contributions of other people when you can't even do that for the people that are helping you bring that to life?
Damn.
I gotta ask you, brother, like, what makes the Raydiant Awards stand out from others?
Man, bro. So this show is very near and dear to my heart. So I just feel like when I think about the Raydiant Awards, it's all of the best parts of my favorite shows. So think about like the BET Awards. I'm talking like 2004, Monique doing the Beyonce thing and all the dance and the opener, all that stuff. Think about like the Oscars, like the Source Awards, like all of the award shows that have been like culturally relevant. Like the best parts of those, for me, kind of culminate themselves into the Raydiant Awards. And it's just kind of like, I get so excited doing that every year because I'm like, this is an opportunity to highlight people from the same city that I'm from. This is an opportunity to give people a voice who otherwise haven't been given an opportunity to like amplify their voice and their music and their artistry and things like that. So what makes this one stand out is that this show, the Raydiant Awards, the 3rd annual Raydiant Awards, the mission has remained the same since the first year. Our goal is to honor, celebrate ordinary people who are doing extraordinary things. Simply put. Like ordinary people doing extraordinary things. That's what we're about.
And you know what's extraordinary to me? You know, something that stood out to me. Y'all offer not only would a winner receive a Raydiant Award trophy, They get a rack. They get $1,000
Are we nominated for something? We nominated? Am I nominated? How do I put my name on the ballot?
Hey. So yeah, we're gonna put a couple dollars in your pocket for sure. You know, you got to put your money where your mouth is at, respectfully. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, I believe in this work so much. I don't even have corporate sponsors yet. Like, and I say yet because I know that corporate sponsorship is coming. But I've been sponsoring this whole thing out of my pocket because I believe in this work. You get what I'm saying? Like, I believe in like amplifying the voices of other people. I believe in giving back to the communities in which you came from. I believe in creating a platform for people to like leverage that so that they can also go further. That's intrinsically tied to who I am as a person. I don't just talk about this. This is what I live. This is what I do. You get what I'm saying? Like, I have to reconcile this stuff during tax season. And my tax guy looking at me like, what are you doing? And I'm just like, it's going to make sense one of these days. I just need you to rock with me. I just need you to make it make sense. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, you do get it. Each winner gets $1,000. We have like quite a few categories. So we have like the Entrepreneur of the Year Award, which, as the name suggests, is for entrepreneurs in the Chicagoland area who've been in business for at least a year. Then we have like the Rising Icon Award. That's for a college freshman or sophomore. We have what's called the Yard Runner Award, which is a scholarship for college juniors and seniors. And then we have the Hometown Hero Award, which is for public service workers. So think like post office workers, like police officers, but also think like, military workers as well. Like that's people who have served. That's also like the Hometown Hero Award, what that represents. We have one of the awards that we have you can't apply for. So for every award that we have, you can do it. We have an application process. But the Maker Award is the only award that you can't apply for. That's an honoree, right? That is someone who I choose each year who's been in their field for at least 15 years. And this is somebody who has a proven track record for caring about the community. Last year, our winner was Selena Watson. She was a music teacher of mine, but this is somebody who has a proven track record of being involved in the community and caring about the students that she teaches outside of class as well. The first year was Jeff Morrow, an amazing like guy in the music world, like a vocal producer. Like he on his stuff. Like we don't just pick people for the sake of saying that we have people. It's been one of my greatest honors to like create a stage in which those people can be celebrated. So yeah, that's. I
like the award, the category.
I love the categories. Like I'm like, you know what? Maybe I don't deserve to be in any of these. You know what I'm saying? This is for this. That's dope as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But your journey is crazy because you went from an intern doing copyrights and advertising, then you do a blog site. Now you're producing an award show. Like what in the that's a process. Yeah, like how do you get there?
Yeah.
Shit, that's a journey, brother.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Like all that aligned to do this. Like how does the stuff you was starting off doing and then in the middle of it like helps you do this?
Yeah. I mean, that's a great question, man. When I think about that, I think that like if you ask my family and like my close friends, I feel like people have a tendency to make my story very linear. They're just like, oh, like Rayvon does this, like it's amazing, he's doing this great stuff. And I think people romanticize like my journey. But my journey up until this point has been a game of pitch and toss. The whole thing has been trial and error. Like I did not see where I'm at now back then. Again, it was just like the momentum that I had and my mental to just like continue going even in spite of this. So it was just kind of like, it was almost like I had a nevertheless in my spirit, or like, it was just kind of like, this might be happening. Nevertheless, I can still do this. Like this might be facing me or I might be up against this. Nevertheless, I can still persist. And that's kind of how I got there, just through like trial and error. Like this doesn't work. Okay, cool. Let me go try another way. And it's just like, people might be more talented to me. I think it was Will Smith who said this. He was just like, people might be more talented than me, but you're not going to outwork me. And I feel like that's kind of where I'm at. It's just kind of like, I'm going to exhaust every error until I find the thing that works. And then I'm going to move forward. I'm going to celebrate the wins. I'm not going to bask in the win too long. And I'm going to move forward again and win again. And that's just kind of that's how I live my life. That's what I be on.
Well, how can, sponsors, vendors, how can people contribute to continue to help Raydiant Awards and Radiant Splendor win, my brother?
Listen, I could use a couple dollars. I'm not even gonna hold y'all for sure.
Yeah, you paying people $1,000.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, more than a couple dollars. Goddamn.
I'm sure the person to do your taxes is sure be like, yeah, he needs some donations.
Absolutely.
Give him some donations.
So anybody who's looking to like donate to our cause, you could do so by like visiting our website, which is radiantsplendor.org. And that's Radiant, RAYDIANT, Splendor, SPLENDOR.org. You can go there and you can like donate. We have a tab there. It's very straightforward. And then you can also get a ticket to the show. If you don't just want to donate to the cause, you can get in tune. The show is happening on Saturday, November 9th. Get the tickets. The early bird tickets are almost out. Don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say Ray didn't warn you. The early bird tickets are almost gone. And after that, we'll just have general admission. And, you're welcome to still, slide on the general admission ticket. But, if you're trying to save a couple dollars, get the early bird ticket.
Early bird while it's there.
It's worth it.
While the worm's still there.
You get what I'm saying? It's worth it. It's worth it. And I'm a realist, right? So it's just like I think about what I would want to spend and what I would want to return for that. So for like the ticket, every ticket holder, we got like some food that we're gonna be serving. It's open bar. You got some live music.
That's all
we
I
got
need
some
to
surprise.
hear.
You get what I'm saying?
Like
so
food.
it's a vibe.
Food.
And an open
bar. I'd be drunk by the time I get there. I'm talking because the drive to Evanston is gonna be lit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be hungry by the time I get there. So if
For
it's
sure.
food there, it's a go.
Hey, you got the ones that drink too. You say open bar.
Hey, it's like that.
Yeah,
So,
definitely get y'all tickets earlier.
Get them tickets. I'm trying to tell y'all. We doing it for the city. And I think one of the most challenging parts about playing this whole show is that, again, my brain is always in the future. So I've already seen it 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now. And it's like, I have to exercise patience in going through the journey to get to that part. Because if you try to jump to that part without going through the process, you're going to fumble the bag. You're not going to be able to maintain it. So that's my plight every day of like, okay, I've seen where it can be. I know where it's going to go, but like just staying on the path and going day by day and walking out my journey because I don't want to get there prematurely. So I just want to enjoy where I'm at, take everything about the day, love that, exist in that, and just do it again the next day and just keep doing it. And you'll look up and be like, man, that was 10 years ago. I can't believe this. This is 15 years ago. And it's just like, that's how you get there. I can't focus too far in the future to where it like, prohibits me from existing fully in today. So yeah,
brother.
Man, listen, I fucks with you, bro.
For real, Rayvón Carter is in the building, man. Raydiant Awards goes down again September.
November.
I put Saturday and November together and got September. I don't know how the hell I did that. November 9th on a Saturday. We might even be in that thing broadcast. I'm just saying, you never know.
I'm thinking about my outfit. That's all I've been thinking about. I'm trying to see what I'm gonna wear.
Again, give out that website link so people can go visit again, my brother.
Again, so that website is radiantsplendor.org. That's RAYDIANT Splendor, SPLENDOR.org.
Give out your social as well for them to follow.
And if y'all want to follow me on social media, I am Raydiant Rayvon, RAYDIANT Rayvon, RAYVON.
It was a pleasure having you come
Thank
through,
y'all
my
for
brother.
having me, brothers. Appreciate
Can't wait
it.
to put my slacks on and my.
You gotta step, bro.
Put that shit on.
You got to, bro, because I'm a step. I'm a step.
I've already.
I got to
I done
step.
seen you outside a few times. You gonna ain't playing no game, boy.
He came to Pretty Ride Party playing no games.
Bro, fresh as fuck.
Look, he had that shit on.
Shit, I looked at myself like, what am I doing?
Man, you hear me? Girl, I have gym shoes and shit. He got on a whole suit. This man had a blazer on, y'all.
Fresh.
Hey,
It's going down again. Raydiant Awards, November 9th. Get your tickets. That's radiantsplendor.org. And you can run back this interview and conversation on demand on our app, iLLANOiZE Radio. Download that right now.